Let's do this. Good morning, and welcome to the Unleashed Media and Talk Show with Daryl Arnold.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is the show where we talk about everything.
What the hell?
Well, almost. From today's news, culture, entertainment, real life, real people, and the stories everybody's talking about. And no, we don't do it in some tiny glass bubble. We do it the only way we know how. Real and completely unleashed.
Fire the hole, fire the hole, fire the hole.
So lean in and let's go right now.
Give me a hell yeah. What?
It is Freedom Friday. Today, Friday, August 7th. Good morning. Welcome to the Unleashed Media and Talk Show with Daryl Arnold. Good morning. It is a beautiful Friday morning in the middle of August, almost. My birthday month. Good morning to all the Leos and the rest of you out there. Today, my friends, is the end of the work week for a lot of people. For a lot of people, it's just your start. The secret war on cash is really happening, ladies and gentlemen. We are becoming a cashless society. And if you just have cash and maybe you don't have a lot in the bank, or maybe you have it in different forms and you're not quite sure what to do, well, I say contact SwissAmerica.com/unleashed. Okay, SwissAmerica.com/unleashed. You can protect yourself. Okay, this is information with no obligation. That's all it is information. A copy of The Secret War on Cash, 800-289-2646, or SwissAmerica.com/unleashed. Tell them Daryl Arnold sent you from Unleashed Media and Talk. All right, y'all. The weekend is officially here. It's loading as we speak. Good morning if you wake up early. If you're listening to this later, hello, Friday, August 7th. There's a big concert going on out tonight at Cypress Point Resort, located over on the Cameron's Garage side. It is the big reunion show from back in the day, Crossin' Dixon, about 15 years ago or so, 20 years ago. Big record deal, all that. You know, we all know the story. But great songs, great band, $20 at the door. And a big time refresher is the Stevens brothers are opening that show. And they're going to start early, like 5:30 in the afternoon. It's going to be great all day and evening. And that's at cypresspointms.com. No tickets left, $20 at the door. Come out, bring the family, bring your friends. Going to be a great night, August 7th tonight, Cypress Point, Cameron's Garage. And then you have a plus benefit if you're wanting dinner. The Tavern Steakhouse, Bob Birchville in the tavern, always incredible. All right, so let's get this thing going. Is there anything going on in this state of Mississippi? Is there anything going on also in this country? Well, the answer is abso-freaking-lutely. Okay? The answer is absolutely. One of the stories that I was going to try and mix in the show this morning is just got a text message. And by the way, our text line is 601-918-8409. 601-918-8409. Is a John Solomon from Just the News. He's also been working in conjunction with the Trump administration on things of, back when the whole Brennan and the whole Obama administration all the lies, the fake dossier, the Steele dossier, all that crap. But he said, and I got this text from David Hall this morning. I could tell you with 100% certainty that the quote so-called Republicans that are obstructing the investigation into the weaponization of the FBI and much more, CIA and everything, basically. He said, I could name by name John Thune and Tom Cotton, who are blocking the DOJ from obtaining the John Brennan transcripts. Look, if you don't know by now that these Trump haters, and they go back a long time, since 2015, when they just couldn't accept the fact that somebody that wanted to work for the people and a businessman was going to get into politics and screw up all of their money they were making, from war contracts to every other thing you can think of. And for some reason, and for some reason, Todd Blanche has felt to force them to release it. Now, Tom Cotton and John Thune have a lot of power. So I'm not going to blame all of this on, Todd, because Todd has been dealing with a lot just to get in there. Now, is Todd Blanche in on it? I mean, I highly doubt it. Is it possible? Well, anything's possible. Anything's possible. But look, it's apparently that a neocon plus a neocon rhino equals exactly what's happening right now. Okay, that's exactly what's happening. Thune, Cotton, traitors, big time. That's a text message from a quote. They signed the text message to me, common sense. Yeah, I agree with you. Anyway, John Thune is continuing to take down America with not passing the Save America Act, not making sure it happens. I know what they say. We don't have the votes. We don't have this. We don't have the votes. We don't have this. It is your job, sir, on behalf of the American people like myself and everyone else, to go out and make sure, be a freaking salesperson, be a dreamer, but most of all, be a freaking leader. Be a leader. We're tired of scumbags that are working on the other side behind the scenes with an R behind their name, pretending to be a conservative. We are tired of it. We're sick and tired of it. So know that. And you all need to know that going into November. You all need to know that going into November. On state level, county level, city level, United States of America level, whatever it is you're running for. We're watching. We're watching every day. That's not going to stop. The oversight committee, my friends, are the American people. That is the actual quote. Oversight committees. Now, you can have whatever you want committees set up, and that's great. And believe me, I love the fact that they're now sending over the criminal message over to the DOJ on Dr. Fauci. I watched that. The oversight committee voted on that to hold Fauci in contempt of the Senate, which that's fine. That's great. The more, the better. But we have to pile on more than just the oversight committee in D.C. We do. We have to. And we're also in the middle of a Democratic Party civil war. And in fact, in my opinion, after the Michigan primaries and etc. We also are dealing with Trump's new executive actions on birth, tourism, and immigration. Good. Border security and anti-ICE policies. That's all in the headlines, and that should be in the headlines because we should not deter these great men and women from doing their freaking jobs. The economy. Yes, I'm a conservative. Yes, I am. But this is ridiculous with the big oil companies and Chevron and all that and grocery stores and food. It is out of control. Okay. Over the last, if you just plug it in for 20 years, like meat's 500% higher ground beef. Okay. Fast food, even over the last 10 years, 200 to 400% higher. This is crazy. They are stepping all over the American people. And no, you cannot blame that on Trump. You can't really even blame it on Biden. Well, a lot of it you can. But they are doing this, they being these people that are running over the American people now because ever since COVID-19 debacle, the shutdown of the country, they do whatever the hell they want to do. And they think, oh, we'll just get over it. You'll get over it. Well, Trump is out there criticizing big oil companies right now and criticizing their record profits because they don't give a damn if we have to pay $3.50 or $4.50 at the pump. But guess what? We do. We do. Just it's crazy. All the headlines are crazy. Now back to what we originally talked about. The deep state FBI officials allegedly, it's not allegedly, but we'll use that word, frame Trump's firing of James Comey as quote tied to Russia. Give me a break. Give me a break. We know better. Anybody with any sense knows better. But those are just some of the things we're going to be talking about today. Again, thanks to all of our sponsors who allow me to do this show because I feel like that I don't just want to do this show, but I absolutely have to do this show. Okay. I do. Also in the headlines, and it will continue to be in the headlines as it should be. Top of the freaking list is the election integrity and the freaking government spending. I don't care what side of the freaking aisle you're on. The government spending combined with the inflation in the economy is the kitchen table issues for the American people. So come hard, come strong, but come with a freaking plan, whatever you're running for. Okay? We're better on crime. We're definitely better on border insecurity. We're better on security, period. We're better on negotiations. We're better on not allowing other countries to screw us over. We're better on all that. But still, when you get down to it, and I talk to a lot of young people every day, the only reason it even crosses their mind about this quote socialism agenda is this whole thing that's blowing up on the internet right now, TikTok and X and Facebook and Instagram, is they're seeing $20 burritos in their mind. They're seeing $3 to $4 gas in their mind. They've never seen what we saw. Okay. They haven't. So when they see that $20 burrito, they start thinking, oh, this could be better under Al Saeed or one of these other nut jobs that are pushing socialism and communism under disguise. And it's really not under disguise anymore with most of them. With most of them. But you are welcome to, in fact, text me at 601 918 8409. What is the single biggest issue that Republicans should focus on right now before the 2026 midterm elections? And not my opinion. I want your opinion. I want yours. Well, in the headlines in the Mississippi News, one of the headlines this morning is KLLM Transport Services. This company is partially owned and operated by the businessman Tommy Duff, who is mentioned rather strongly as a possible person running for governor in the governor's race next year in 27. The company has some alleged filed situations against them. I'm not saying any of it's true because everything is alleged, and you know how people are in this country. But allegedly, capital letters, they quote are in some people's opinions. Now, I'm just reading it here. I'm just the messenger. Allegedly discriminated against women truck drivers. Well, we shall see if there's any truth to that. Now, I met these brothers, Tommy and James Duff. I don't know them. I can't speak for them. They seem like nice people. That's all I know about it. Okay. But according to Forbes magazine, the Duff brothers purchased KLLM for $12 million back in 2008, and in 2018 the trucking company brought $600 million in revenue. So great company over there, by the way. I'm not talking about them. But court filings say as early as 2021 that students who received conditional offer of employment over there at that company was to complete on the road training and experienced driver before they could work independently. So, like I said, there's always two sides to the story. So I don't know if any of it's true, but I do know from personal experience and people that work at this organization that yes, it doesn't matter if you're female, male, black, white, green, red, whatever. You got to go through the correct training before they're going to, quote, not let you be a driver, okay? You got to have a driving record. There's a lot of qualifications. So don't automatically believe some of these, quote, far left leaning media outlets that just throw up rather out of their mouth anything to get a story. Now, I'm not saying it's true or not true, just giving you my opinion. That's what I do. That's what, in fact, I do. So, anyway, that was not on the agenda here to talk about this morning, but somebody texted me, and that's what I like to do. Talk to the people that want to talk about what it is that they want to talk about, especially on a Freedom Friday. Now, look, we know Every day we have freedom, thank the God, Lord above. That's why. But we like to, boom, throw it out there for double F Freedom Friday on Fridays. Let it all hang out, my friends, on a Friday. We're going to get back on track here and talk about some things that need to be talked about. Not everything that I talk about is comfortable, by the way. But like I said, I will continue to do this. Andrew Wilson says that the progressive group, Act Blue, which they're mega progressive, sought to destroy Charlie Kirk. Also, they sought to destroy TPUSA. And now that same far left blue Democrat, progressive to the max, idiot, foolish, identity politic group are the same ones helping push Candace freaking nut job Owens. And they're also funding and help push. I knew some of this would start coming out. Yes. And they're also now help pushing Candace Owens' theory, quote, that Team USA, or excuse me, TPUSA and Erica Kirk and all the insiders helped kill him. Give me a freaking break. So right now, and this is a direct quote, right now you have the progressives funded through Act Blue pushing the same narrative as Candace Owens, end quote. Wow. Wow. For a person you claim is like your brother, which I think it's a creepy in love with whatever deal, jealousy, whatever. The Candace Owens with a person who quotes like my brother, help start this, help start that, would take money from Act Blue is insane. Now, Andrew Wilson was on Joe Rogan. You know, of course, Joe Rogan is by far the largest podcast ever. It still is. Saying this exact same thing. Exactly. So,
right now.
this is what's going on in our country, y'all. It's exactly what's going on in our country.
You have progressives who are funded by Act Blue, right? And I've proven this. We traced all their money. It's progressives funded by Act Blue who are pushing the same narrative that like Candace Owens and others are pushing on the idea of Charlie Kirk's death and the conspiracy around that. So you have
they're absolutely being paid to push this.
Well, their stated mission, this particular progressive group, their stated mission was to take down TPUSA. I'll tell you a story. This is the tale of all tales.
Okay.
So Charlie Kirk has this huge outreach program that's happening through TPUSA on these college campuses. He's got viral clip after viral clip after viral clip. And they are going wild. He's going campus to campus. He's doing his thing. He's being dogged by a progressive organization. This progressive organization shows up at almost all of these TPUSA events with the stated mission of trying to create a counter movement to what TPUSA is doing. Now, the woman who heads this particular organization received millions of dollars from Act Blue and other progressive organizations for this stated mission. That same woman right this second works with other X accounts to push the messaging that Charlie Kirk was assassinated by his own TPUSA insiders in order to push that narrative forward, because the stated goal still from that organization is to destroy TPUSA.
So
That's insanity. It's insanity, y'all. But, you know, I don't put it past any of these Fruit Loops. I really don't. And that's crazy. Why do you think that is, though? Why do you think that is? This is Act Blue is 100% progressive leftist operation from the beginning, period. This will all come out in the coming years. Someone just text me. Yeah, we hope so. I hope so. But we're all quite sure that just Candace, not including the Act Blue, but just Candace herself, has made tens of millions of dollars between ads, merchandise, social media revenue. It's disgusting. Okay? It is. But it is a leftist funded, foreign funded operation. It always has been. Act Blue is not new, y'all. Keep up. It's not new. Not new. It ain't rocket science, people. Charlie himself called out Act Blue a lot. A lot. He kept saying, stop spreading lies. Stop spreading lies. Called out the, quote, head of those organizations like that. Of course he did. Because if one thing about it, Charlie Kirk told you exactly how he was thinking. Like it or not like it. Like it or not like it. But anyway, I digress. We're going to take our first break right now. It is 6:57 in the morning. My name is Daryl Arnold, and that's Central Time, and it is Friday, August 7th. We call it Freedom Friday around here. My text line is 601-918-8409. We're on the radio at 104.3 FM. You can check out the podcast on all podcast platforms with one click. DarylArnold.us. DarylArnold.us. You don't have to go anywhere else. And
Hello, I'm Mayor Wyndham, and I'm thrilled to show you.
you don't have to. Mayor Wyndham, big shout out to Mayor Wyndham. But yeah, you don't have to go anywhere else, y'all. You can check it out right there on the podcast if you're not local. It's also on the radio streaming apps, anywhere you stream radio. But the podcast is at Unleashed Media and Talk is the name of it. That is the and sign, not A&D. It's on Apple, Spotify, Podbean, all the other ones that you can possibly think of. iHeartRadio's picked up the show. Just type in Unleashed Media and Talk, or you can simply go to DarylArnold.us like I just mentioned.
Every program in the Next ecosystem is designed to meet people where they are and take them where they want to go, in technology and in life. Mississippi Coding Academies is a nonprofit that bridges the digital divide, delivering accessible, affordable, and life-changing technology education across the globe. Funded by grants and donations that are truly making an impact at home and abroad. Learn coding, cybersecurity, and so much more with locations around the state of Mississippi. Go to mscoding.org today and go to your next level.
If you or a loved one need reliable medical equipment, trust a name Mississippi has depended on for over 20 years. Mobility Medical, located right in Flowood, is your local family-owned source for mobility and home healthcare solutions. From power wheelchairs and scooters to lift chairs that help you relax in comfort, they've got everything you need to stay independent and live better every day. Need help at home? Mobility Medical offers hospital beds, tables, and essential supplies, and more. What sets them apart? It's their personalized service. Their experienced team works one-on-one with you to find the right equipment. serving all of Mississippi and beyond with in-store support and delivery options available. Mobility Medical, helping you move better, live better, and stay independent. Visit them today in Flowood or call to learn more.
Welcome back to the Unleashed Media and Talk Show with Daryl Arnold. And yes, he's still unapologetic.
And it is still Freedom Friday. Good morning, Friday, August 7th. My name is Daryl. The year's 2026. All right, it is the Unleashed Media and Talk Show. Thanks to all our sponsors. Thanks to all of our listeners. Thanks to all the questions and the actual comments we get. I love the fact that we have smart listeners. I love that. Okay. And we can do it old school too. We're live right now on Facebook at Daryl Arnold MS. We're live on the Restream app, which actually streams over to a lot of different ones. So we're there. If you're out and about listening, watching, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate every bit of it, as always. Oh, my goodness. My goodness gracious. So tonight is the big Crossin' Dixon concert over at Cameron's Garage. That is the reunion. That's tonight, Friday, August 7th. The Stevens brothers blowing up, handling it, coming to their hometown stage tonight. All of it starts around 5:30 this afternoon, $20 at the door. There's no tickets left. Want to see you there. There, my friends. Fun, F-U-N, double fun. That is tonight, August 7th, 2026. Hey, good morning. Shout out to all y'all. See you in the chat box, from the YouTube chats to the Facebook chats to the Rumble chats to the X chats, and of course the Instagram later. And YouTube's live though. So if you're just now tuning in, we've been talking about the screwery. I could use another word, but got to do what we got to do. Have to do what we got to do. We're just discussing the disgusting Act Blue organization. So we're going to move on from that, I promise. Here's some others. Well, we're going to get back to that too. But make sure you're sitting down for this next one, or either still laying down. Maybe if you're up early driving to work, don't run off the road. But the Democrats are supporting a career criminal now. And I do mean real criminal, not just, speeding tickets or, maybe they had a DUI 100 years ago. Nope. It's a criminal in Flint, Michigan. He's a city council member, and we're not joking when I read the story to you. We're not joking. This is what your progressive Democrat Party has become. Not only are they socialist / communism now, but they're still support criminals. Let's not let that slip away, please. But we're not joking. Leon L. Alleman previously served 7 years, by the way, in prison. Good Lord. He previously served 7 years in prisons on a weapons and drug charge. Now, if you're going to do 7 years, it's got to be serious, because, they let people out by the blink of an eye nowadays, criminals. But he is facing another felony charge for allegedly, quote, end quote, assaulting a woman by choking her, hitting her in the freaking face, and pulling globs of her hair out. Are you kidding me? He's also facing election fraud charges for allegedly falsely claiming he lived in Flint to file so he could run for city council. Good Lord. Wow. This is your leftist Democrat Party. A resurfaced video allegedly shows him approaching one of his, quote, tenants. One of his tenants, because I guess he rents out some things, to evict them while he had an AK style firearm in his hand. Good God. He's a city council, y'all. And he again has advanced to the general election. Okay, Michigan, y'all have fallen. You've fallen. Now it's time to pick yourself back up. Okay? Because you, in fact, have fallen. The time is now. Somebody said, what the hell's going on in Michigan? Well, it's not a good thing. Okay? It's for sure not a good thing. And you say, but Daryl, we don't live in Michigan. I mean, have you seen what the leadership of the Democrat Party is doing to all these cities right here in Mississippi or any other state? Pick one, choose one. Even Texas, even Florida. Okay. Michigan has fallen, but you have to stand up now, right in time for the midterms, because they're right around the corner. Right around the corner. Criminals are running insane when it comes to the Democrat Party, and I just don't understand why people accept it, follow it, and vote for it. All the states, and it doesn't matter which one, you can pick one. All these, mainly it's blue cities, though. It's not the whole state. Because people with common sense live in the rural area or the communities surrounding the blue cities. But wherever they're in power, the DNC, no matter which one, DSA or DNC, they become crap holes. And you know the word I want to use. Wow. It's just so unbelievable that right here, right now in 2026 on August 7th, that we're talking about these kind of people are in office. Seriously. These places that we grew up looking up to, it's like living in the freaking Twilight Zone. Mm. The simple answer. This is a response from a friend, no name needed. His time behind bars. These people, a lot of them, not all of them, behind bars. They look at it as a loyalty certification, which automatically gives the entitlement to them. That's such BS. Wake up call to the young people. Don't go down that road. That is a crock of you know what. It is a privilege in their heads, the ability to break every law in the country and still remain the freaking victim. Ideology, victimology, politics. That's what it is. That's why the quote Islamic jihadists are winning. Unfreaking believable. Unreal. Unreal. And the Democrats, the cuckoos and the young people, the amount of young people is sickness, sadness, that the biggest podcaster, one of them, with all these millions of views and the TikToks and the gaming sites, communities, the Reddit communities, all that, their new quote unofficial, but he is theirs, spokesperson who helped Abdul Al Sayed and Francesca Hong campaign with him. The sad thing is people are listening to all of this crap. Hassan Piker is the quote alleged terrorist in some people's opinion in a suit with a microphone. Now he's calling on his on-air audience, which is way bigger than mine and way bigger than most people's, calling on his followers to unalive Senator Rick Scott. Are you kidding me? Seriously. Piker should be imprisoned and or both deported. But instead, this parasite is helping people win through young people. Come on, y'all. Wake the hell up. Please. Himself is the voice of the hijacked Democrat Party. Okay? And I thought actually that inciting violence, because this is not the only time that his name has came up due to violent statements, was actually a crime. Look, I'm all for freedom of speech, period. But there are consequences to the speech that you have the freedom for. Unbelievable? Yes. And they're getting worse by the day. This is not, not a joking matter. Hassan Piker, ladies and gentlemen.
About Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. Okay. You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida, Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him the current, what is his current office? What is he? He's the Richard Lynn Scott, is an American attorney, businessman, politician, Navy veteran, serving as the senior United States Senator from Florida, a seat he has held since 2019. And also, I believe this past election cycle, he was literally the head of the, what was it, like the Senate committee or something?
It seems like
it's just so dumb, too. These people are just so dumb. They're talking about politics. They're talking about things like that they don't have a clue. Just a dumbass. My God. Even Bill Ackman, who is middle of the road, moderate, conservative, very moderate, though, very. One of the richest people in the world, one of the largest businessmen in the world, is saying now that, look, if Mandami is successful in implementing his plans, watch what happens in New York City. We're watching. We're watching. That's what all these people are seeing. But it's incredible to see one of the biggest business people in this entire on this entire planet discuss the same things that the people around the dinner table are discussing. Really.
City, because unfortunately, left-wing mayors have made it very difficult for developers to build in New York City. And Mandami, when he freezes rents, he's just going to make the problem worse. There are buildings in New York City, many, many buildings in New York City, where half the tenants, plus or minus, are rent-stabilized apartments. And so their rent is frozen, and the other half are free market. And so what does the landlord do in order to generate enough cash flow to cover his interest expense? Well, he's going to raise rents in the part of because he can't raise them on half the apartments. So there's bad policy that's led to a big part of the affordability problem. Why is energy costs so high in New York State? It's because we've shut down nuclear power, and it takes 15 years to get a power line approved, a pipeline. We shut down fracking in New York State, and the result is that we're importing, natural gas from Pennsylvania, right? Just bad policy. And we can fix a lot of these problems with much better policy. You look at Florida.
Yeah, look at Florida. They fixed it with good policy instead of bad. But again, I go back to one thing. Look at our own city down the street. Look at cities down the road, down the interstate, down the freeway, whatever you want to call it, down the highway. All these big blue cities with bad policy have ruined the damn country. If you live in the big city, you're ruined. But only when the Democrats run the cities. Only that. Crazy, right? Socialism is a freaking disaster. If Mandami is successful in implementing these plans, you need to pay attention. But we don't need to just pay attention in New York City. Right now I'm in Mississippi. We need to pay attention here. Go look at the Venezuela timeline, how long it happened. Go look at the Cuba timeline, how long before, rather, that it happened in both cases. Does it take long? Does it take long at all? And then it caves. And then, my friends, we're living in hell on earth. That's what's happening. That is what's freaking happening. Period. One by one over in Nashville, which I can't believe I'm even having to talk about this story. But one by one, the lights are going out on Broadway in Nashville after all these years. So attention musicians, attention music lovers, attention business owners, attention young people headed out to Nashville to do your thing. The rogue mayor over in Nashville now, good luck. Sucks, I understand. Ask Jackson, Mississippi, and so many other cities about rogue mayors. But the Nashville mayors waged a war on live country music by attempting to tax it, quote, out of existence. Big John Rich did a full report on that. We're not going to play the whole report.
What's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it live country music? I bet it is. I bet that's why you come here, because you want to hear the best of the best. You want to go down and hear band after band. You want to hear that great live country music in what? Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee. Well, we have a little situation going on in our town where a mayor was elected who is probably the most aggressive leftist policy mayor in the history of Nashville. And he and his team have decided to not only elevate what they think everybody's property is worth, they did that first, Once they did that, then they slam those taxes through the roof and make it virtually impossible for business owners around Nashville to stay in business. It becomes impossible, unsustainable. And that is actually happening right now to some of the most legendary honky tonks and country music establishments of all time.
That is some sad news. Sad news, all because of Democrats who say they're working for the middle class. That's such BS. Whatever they say is a freaking lie anyway. Okay? Whatever they say is a freaking lie anyway. And that's a fact, too. But that is sad. They have waged the war on live music, period, because they've waged the war on the businesses that support live music. All of them love to destroy. They never build. When a Democrat's in charge, they don't build, they destroy, they take. That's what they do. That is what they do. This is terrible news, y'all. Terrible. The full-on Democrat Party now have caused more problems than they have ever solved. That is a fact. That's it. And also that machine that they used to call the Democrat Party, which is now Socialist Party, should not be so strong in Nashville. What the hell is going on? Seriously. Really and truly, though. How in the heck did this little beta cuck mayor get elected in Nashville anyway, ruining that beautiful city? Ruining it. Oh my God. But here's the deal. Nashville, along with a lot of other cities, I'm not going to just pick on them, were infiltrated with liberal voters. Now they're being infiltrated with illegal voters who still figure out some way to freaking vote. And it's sad to see what happens in a city under this far left progressive control. It is sad. I can't personally do anything about it. You can't either. But we can sure raise hell and make a lot of noise about it to any and everybody we know. These big music cities like LA, New York, and Nashville, to name a few. Austin, ruined. Absolutely freaking ruined. But they all love to talk about the good old days. Remember the good old days? We could do this, we could do that. But you took the good old days away with your nonsense. You took all the good old days away. We all talk about the good old days. And even the young people, the Gen Z, are like, I wish we were around in so-and-so. I wish we were around in Austin, Nashville, Los Angeles, New York, whatever. Well, they ruined it. But then they want to talk about they wish they were around. Well, stop ruining stuff. Stop. It's insane to me. Good God. Good Lord. We'll be right back.
Don't forget to check out Cypress Point Resort. Memories are made at Cypress Point. Close to home, yet it feels miles away. At Cypress Point, you can truly get away from it all. You can step back to a simpler time, yet enjoy all the amenities of today. Cameron's Garage is a sports bar and music venue. There's a lunch buffet every day inside Cypress Point. They also have a steakhouse and the Tavern. The Tavern is a quaint little place with live music Wednesday through Saturday. And of course, you've got the Safari Park and Petting Zoo. Don't forget about all the event halls, including the Wedding Chapel and so much more. That's Cypress Point Resort, located at 874 Hollybush Road, Brandon, Mississippi. Contact them at 601-829-1101 or at cypresspointms.com.
We all make promises, big and small.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
I do solemnly swear
to help you when you're in need,
to be considerate and caring, to be your loving, faithful friend,
partner,
child,
parent,
neighbor.
One of our most important commitments is to support our nation's veterans. Learn how you can help a veteran going through a difficult time by visiting maketheconnection.net.
Support for these programs comes from Electrical Solutions and Services in Pearl, Mississippi, providing licensed electrical contracting services throughout Mississippi for commercial, industrial, and residential projects. Also installations, system upgrades, troubleshooting, and emergency electrical repairs. As certified installers for Tesla, charging systems, and a certified dealer for Generac backup power solutions, their team delivers safe, code-compliant workmanship with a commitment to precision and integrity. They are veteran-owned. Their phone number is 769-572-7597.
Welcome back to the Unleashed Media and Talk Show with Daryl Arnold. And yes, he's still unapologetic.
All right, welcome back. 7:27. Basically, the bottom of the hour right here on a Friday. It's a Freedom Friday. We do that every Friday, even though we know we have freedom every day, but we celebrate it on Friday here. Usually it's a hat, the shirt, whatever. We're talking about the filthy, nasty, ran Democrat cities that these people have blown out. And now, some of the most incredible music venues that have been around well over 100 years, and if not 100, close, in Nashville are being forced out due to taxes from a far-left mayor in Nashville. Unreal. Unbelievable. And just nasty. Okay? So one by one, the lights are going out on Broadway. The rogue mayor. Unreal. But the lights aren't going out tonight at Cypress Point Resort when we have the big reunion show with Cross and Dixon at Cameron's Garage, located at Cypress Point. Opening the show is the fantastic local boys, the Stevens Brothers. This is a big deal, big show, big reunion. $20 at the door. Tickets are no longer available. It's walk up only at $20 flat. Cash or card. Come by, check it out. It's going to be incredible. All your friends will be there. All your memories of Cross and Dixon. Come check it out. That is tonight, 874 Hollybush Road, Brandon, Mississippi, 39047, Cypress Point and Cameron's Garage. And over at the Tavern Steakhouse, incredible weekend specials. And Bob Birchfield tonight in the Tavern. Awesome. Check out the rest of the weekend. Sound Check the Band, the ultimate party band, tomorrow night, Saturday night, which will be August 8th. Happy birthday, Trevor. And that'll be always fun and always good. It is always a good thing. So the lights aren't going out yet. Hopefully never. Over at Cypress Point. Dana Carvey. Gotta smile a little bit on a Freedom Friday. You gotta smile a little bit. Love David Spade and Dana Carvey. Had the pleasure of actually meeting David Spade quite a few times, working on a movie, writing a song for a movie. Myself and, of course, Leif Garrett co-writing a song together for the Dickie Roberts former child star movie that was based on a fictional character named Dickie Roberts, who was a former child star. And then in the movie, he had a lot of former child stars in real life play themselves in the movie. Cool ass movie around 2003 or 4. You can still get it on many, many platforms, wherever. Dickie Roberts, former child star. Anyway, but I always loved Dana Carvey and David Spade. Now, they're not your far left idiots in Los Angeles. You know, they're just not. But I love the way they so eloquently, especially Dana Carvey, with the way he can talk like pretty much anybody. Talks about Anthony Fauci on this Friday. A little humor, but a lot of truth.
Boy is in trouble.
On the advice of my attorney, I will invoke my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution to refrain from telling anything right now. I'm not supposed to tell any lies. A little bit of the Rocky guy. I'm Tony Fauci, and from the bottom of my all-new leather Fauci's gold.
Yeah, he was really on that griddle. I heard that because he got amnesty,
He got pardoned by Joe Biden.
so he has to answer.
That's a little bit of a gray area.
Are you allowed to do an opening statement and still do the fifth go?
On the advice of my attorney.
Oh, on the advice of my attorney, I'm up the Constitution. That's
It's so funny, but so true. So true. He's also still in jeopardy a bit of being prosecuted at the state level. He being Dr. Anthony Fauci. He being. Anyway, and look, what was he pardoned of? So stupid. What was he pardoned of? Only convicted guilty people are pardoned. So they knew all along. Joe Blow Biden administration knew. Of course they did. Of course they did. I get a lot of stuff to my inboxes. Videos, articles, reels, ugly messages, nice messages, threatening messages, non-threatening messages. But I really like it when I
Straight. You want open borders. You want to abolish ICE, abolish the police, abolish prisons, abolish the Senate, the presidency, the Electoral College, seize the means of production, government-run grocery stores, open the borders, open the prisons, amnesty for all illegals. You want to end capitalism. And when I say no to communism, you call me a fascist. So let me get this straight.
Yeah. So she's the one that gets called a fascist. And that's exactly what they want people that are trying to, bring it to attention or whatever. That's what they call us. I told this person they're going to continue to beat you up, beat you down. But but people do, the young people do, and I do talk about this all the time, actually, have an idea, actually, and a plan of voting, and make sure you realize what in the hell you're voting for. Okay? Terry said she would be voting red all the way. Yeah, because look, even if you don't agree with all the Republicans, you cannot vote for the freaking socialist of America. I mean, you cannot vote for the far left blue progressive Democrats, even if they're not socialists. They're not good leaders. They take. So we all need to vote red, for God's sake. We have to stand up now, not later, but right now to save our country. That's it. That is all. This chick is smart. And all these people that think they want to live in this new crazy party, this Democrat Socialists of America, take your ass to Cuba and see what happens. Please. How do you like it? The people who want this is a, quote, testament to our government education also. It is absolutely is. And I will say that until the end because it is true. It is true. And in short terms, they want to destroy America. That is the easiest, quickest phrase to answer all the damn questions. But good for all the people that do stand up for this nonsense. And the way you can stand up for it without even talking is by voting. Too big, too many people. Bring everybody, carloads, truckloads, whatever, vans, friends. That's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. On Monday, after damn near, what is it, 30 years now? Right? Yeah, I believe it is. If it's not, it's close. After 30 years now, 30 freaking years, the alleged mastermind behind the death of Tupac nearly 3 decades later is going to head to trial in Nevada. Tupac Shakur. Yeah, nearly 3 decades after his death. That is crazy as hell, too.
Mastermind behind the murder of rap icon Tupac Shakur heads to trial nearly 3 decades after his death. This is a long time coming. 62-year-old Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who appeared in a Las Vegas courtroom yesterday, set to go on trial coming up on Monday. Prosecutors say Davis organized the 1996 drive-by shooting on the Las Vegas Strip, which killed the famous rap artist. The investigation into his role, get this, you guys, it ramped up after his own tell-all memoir revealed he had provided the weapon used to shoot Shakur. Davis was arrested back in 2023. He's pleaded not guilty to murder charges. That trial expected to last about 5 weeks. And you know people are going to be talking about that one.
Wow. He wrote a tell-all and put it in his book. Good Lord. Let's look at some of the comments on this story. We know Diddy did it. Diddy needs to be there too. 30 years too late, basically lived his whole life. We need Diddy in there too. We need Diddy in there too. Here's another one. This person lived down the street from me. I pass his house when I go to the park every day. Wow. Yeah, he lived in Henderson, which is right outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. I know exactly where it is. It's a suburb, actually, like over by North Las Vegas. But Tupac is not dead, though, someone said. You know, people have been saying that forever. I'm not saying I believe it. Again, I'm just the messenger here. But 62 years old, this guy, a little bit older than me, has already lived, God, his life. And it hadn't even gone to court yet. I mean, he's been in prison waiting on a date. And Diddy, if Diddy, in fact, had anything to do with this, as most people think he did, allegedly, he'll still walk away from this one, though. But bro told on himself, okay? Told on himself in a damn book. But anyway, we all know Diddy did it. That's all these comments that I keep getting. All these comments. Some people say he was definitely not a mastermind, though, but he was a pawn involved in this. If you pay attention, you can hear him in his book, basically admitting to it, is what one of the journalists said. Well, I don't know about all that, but I do remember when it happened. I do remember when it happened. The truth, though, always reveals itself sooner or later. Sometimes it's a lot later. Unfortunately, sometimes it's a lot later. The Islam plan for the West, which does obviously include us right here in the United States of America and right here in the state of Mississippi, to infiltrate, populate, dominate, and never assimilate. Then create Sharia law. That is, in fact, the plan. And that has always been their plan. Let somebody else tell you one more time so you don't forget. It's that important.
You really need to watch this.
It's called World Domination, and they have a very simple plan, and it's actually brilliant. It's infiltrate, populate, dominate, never assimilate, and then create a caliphate. and then bring upon Sharia law. It's the greatest threat to Western civilization. And if you notice, 85% of Muslim refugees, they don't go to other countries, their countries. They have 54 Muslim nations. You know why they come to Christian nations?
To change them.
And they do it by using our laws. Charlie Kirk said it best. Immigration without assimilation is an invasion. When I say that the world has a huge problem, and you've seen what happened in Europe, Europe has fallen, and we're too nice in America. We're letting people who come here who really don't love this country. I want to live in a country where everybody can practice the religion of their choice, but not have anybody threaten their right to exist or want to change this Christian nation that I'm living in.
Absolutely spot on.
Absolutely spot on. Yes, it was absolutely spot on. Pay attention. Pay attention. What happened to Iran? And learn from it. What happened to them? And Europe right now, oh my God, they need to be brutal against these radicals. But Europe has basically fallen. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Because unfortunately, that is true now. And it has been true for quite a while. They should probably all, I don't know. In Europe, I don't know. I don't know what to say. But it is always good to see greater awareness of this cult, in my opinion, that has punished people into silence until now for hundreds of years. Same playbook. Exactly how it freaking works. Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen, unbelievable. Tennessee turmoil. Far left candidate Justin Pearson clinches the Democrat Party nomination in Tennessee's newly redrawn 9th congressional district years after state lawmakers ousted him over a gun control protest. It just keeps happening, y'all. It just keeps happening. In your backyard, in my backyard. It just keeps happening.
Tennessee primaries, a far-left Democrat who campaigned with AOC went into House primary in the state's newly redrawn 9th congressional district.
And in the race for governor, Senator Marsha Blackburn easily defeating her GOP opponents.
Maddie Rivera joins us live from Washington with a look at the results from the volunteer state. Good morning, Madeline.
Hi, good morning, guys. So Justin Pearson was one of the 3 Tennessee lawmakers who participated in a gun control protest on the state house floor back in 2023. Pearson was expelled, but he later regained his seat. Now he has the backing of progressive lawmakers, including Representatives AOC and Ayanna Pressley, as he seeks to represent the 9th congressional district. Pearson defeated State Senator London Lamar and 2 other candidates to clinch the Democratic nomination, but he faces an uphill battle. The one solidly Democratic seat now leans heavily towards the GOP after the state redrew maps earlier this year.
Megyn Kelly, you were angry.
Yeah. F. Megyn Kelly. I don't know why that clip had that at the end, but anyway, you understand the point. All you have to hear is AOC, Ayanna Pressley. But I do feel that some of this quote drawn district is going to come back to haunt some of these progressives. Some of these progressives will get haunted when it comes to the general election. Now we'll see. We will see. We will definitely see. Because it's all rolling out in the next less than 100 days. All of it. less than 100 days. That's what's happening. And we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
You're not. You're in Pearl, Mississippi. Listening to Power 104.3, The Pirate, where we play almost everything.
Every program in the Next ecosystem is designed to meet people where they are and take them where they want to go, in technology and in life. Mississippi Coding Academies is a nonprofit that bridges the digital divide, delivering accessible, affordable, and life-changing technology education across the globe. Funded by grants and donations that are truly making an impact at home and abroad. Learn coding, cybersecurity, and so much more with locations around the state of Mississippi. Go to mscoding.org today and go to your next level.
If you or a loved one need reliable medical equipment, trust a name Mississippi has depended on for over 20 years. Mobility Medical, located right in Flowood, is your local family-owned source for mobility and home healthcare solutions. From power wheelchairs and scooters to lift chairs that help you relax in comfort, they've got everything you need to stay independent and live better every day. Need help at home? Mobility Medical offers hospital beds, tables, and essential supplies, and more. What sets them apart? It's their personalized service. Their experienced team works one-on-one with you to find the right equipment. Serving all of Mississippi and beyond with in-store support and delivery options available. Mobility Medical, helping you move better, live better, and stay independent. Visit them today in Flowood or call to learn more.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, please, have a seat. So here's the thing. When this company brought you on, we took a chance on you. You didn't have that 4-year college degree we typically look for.
Right.
But we gave you a shot anyway. And since then, you've worked incredibly hard and given it your all.
Thanks.
You've been an important asset to the team, but I don't think you can be an intern here anymore. We want to hire you.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
Find your next great employee. Introduce yourself to the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
I won't let you down.
I know.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Welcome back to the Unleashed Media and Talk Show with Daryl Arnold. And yes, he's still unapologetic.
All right, 8 minutes before the top of the hour. My name is Daryl Arnold. Friday, August 7th, 2026. Hyped up, you guys. It's Friday. Your Friday is here. We call it Freedom Friday right here on the Unleashed Media and Talk Show. You can check out all the podcasts, of course, at your favorite podcast platform, Unleashed Media and Talk with Daryl Arnold, or you can go simply to darylarnold.us, darylarnold.us, that's DARRELL. And please do. Please do. Our text line, 601-918-8409, 601-918-8409, period. And thanks for all the, we're getting blown up this morning. I'm sitting here holding my phone if you're watching on camera, because it's not stopping. And this is what I love. This is what I love. Is actually chatting with people, whether it's live or via email, chatting with people. So we haven't talked about this yet, and I kind of left this at the end for a lot of people. But I've seen enough with these big-ass companies. You would think they would learn their lesson, whether it be cancel culture, woke ideology, transphobia, all of it. Bud Light, all of them. But this one is actually pretty insane to me. Pretty insane. I saw Riley Gaines talking about it last night, but then I woke up this morning and looked through my notifications, and there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people talking about it. Now, the organization Coca-Cola, which we're all very familiar with, y'all better say something pretty quick.
Okay, so a friend just sent this to me about Coca-Cola, and we need to go see if it's true. It looks like if you go to the Coke website where you can personalize a can with someone's name on it, they will allow virtually anything under the sun except for Jesus.
What's she saying? This is what's so shocking. What is she saying they will allow anything except for? Wonder what that is. Does Coca-Cola hate Jesus? Does Coca-Cola actually hate Jesus? What's the deal? So they will allow her, Riley Gaines, to put devil as king. They will allow her to put pretty much anything. I mean, let's just be honest. Anything. Anything. But not Jesus as king. I wonder why that is. Why is it that everybody piles on the Christians?
Jesus is king. Okay, let's try the devil is king. Nice. How about we swap this guy out for Jesus? The name or phrase you've submitted is not permitted. How about Allah is good? Okay. Jesus is good. The name or phrase you've submitted is not permitted. Muhammad is good.
Yep.
Satan is good.
Yep.
Just one more time for kicks and giggles. Jesus is good. The name or phrase you've submitted is not permitted. Now I just want to try things. You cannot use Virgin Mary. Name or phrase you've submitted is not permitted. How can you not put Virgin Mary? Jesus Christ. The name or phrase you've submitted is not permitted. Holy Trinity. The name or phrase you've submitted is not permitted. Holy Spirit. The name or phrase you've submitted is not permitted. Okay, let's take this back to Old Testament. Yahweh is good. Allowed. Now I'm just really curious. Jesus is bad.
Yes.
Jesus is evil.
Yep.
Jesus is God. The name or phrase you've submitted is not permitted. Christ is king. The name or phrase you've submitted is not permitted. Jesus is the devil. Allowed on the freaking can. What are we doing?
What in the hell are we doing? What are we doing, people? And then we wonder what is wrong with the younger generation. What is wrong? You can also type in Black Pride, Hispanic Pride, but Islamic Pride or whatever, but no white pride. No bueno. No bueno. No bueno. It is rather sad that at Coca-Cola chose this path. Yes, it is. A significant amount of their growth comes from Africa. It's so sad to see a once great company decline. This is unreal. It's unreal. You heard all that. It's so crazy to me. Unbelievably crazy. But instead of ending on a bad note on this Freedom Friday, we still do have some damn freedom left. We definitely have some left today on Friday, August 2026. But to keep that freedom alive, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important to pay close attention to what's going on around you, what's going on in your neighborhood, your counties, your cities, your states, in the United States, which is of these United States of America. Friday, August 7th. My name is Daryl Arnold. Now, listen, so much thankful to all my sponsors, to all of you, to everybody that listens, to all the great, fantastic messages I get from all over the freaking planet. I love each and every single one of y'all. I really do. And y'all have a fantastic weekend, please, and be safe out there. My name is Daryl Arnold. The show is Unleashed Media and Talk with Daryl Arnold. See ya.
Thank you all for tuning in. Hashtag unfiltered, hashtag unapologetic, America First Talk at its best, where we party the right way. See you next time, or else.